It is called the Majora's Mask. It is an accursed item from legend that is said to have been used by an ancient tribe in its hexing rituals. It is said that an evil and wicked power is bestowed upon the one who wears the mask. According to the legend, the troubles of Majora's Mask were so terrible, the ancient ones, fearing such catastrophe, sealed the mask in the shadow forever, preventing its misuse. This tribe disappeared suddenly, without a trace. That was the legend of Majora's Mask. In truth, we have no idea whatsoever what it actually is and who made it. All we know is that it was a powerful artifact that caused so much fear in its creators that they had no other choice but to seal it away. It was eventually found by the Happy Mask salesman, who would soon find it stolen by the Skull Kid. Using its power, Skull Kid would bring misfortune and pain down in the alternate world of Termina. Majora's Mask is likely from Hyrule due to the fact it was found by the Happy Mask salesman, who of course is a resident of the land. This implies that whoever the Hexen tribe was, they were likely from the land of Hyrule and existed sometime before Ocarina. Late in the game, on the moon, you come across a Moonchild, who represents Majora himself. If the player has collected all the masks found in the game, they will be given the Fierce Deity mask as a reward, by far the most powerful item in any Zelda game. Upon putting on the Fierce Deity mask, Link transforms into a warrior that bears a striking resemblance to previous Links, including his future adult self. A key trait of the Fierce Deity is his soulless white eyes. As it stands, we have absolutely no idea where Majora obtained the mask, and whose soul inhabits it. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of years before Twilight Princess and likely Ocarina of Time, there was a great conflict. Evil interlopers wielding great magic and sorcery attempted to establish dominion over the Sacred Realm, channeling their powers into artifacts. One of these artifacts was the Fused Shadow. The Fused Shadow was taken away from these interlopers by the Light Spirits. The interlopers were eventually, sometime afterwards, banished to the Twilight Realm, eventually becoming the Twilight. The Twilight are very likely a mix of several groups throughout the land of Hyrule, including those close to the royal family. If you want a deeper explanation of this, I've left a link in the description down below to a video I made a month ago that covers the identity of the Twilight. Make sure to check that video out after this one. The cutscene that covers the story of the interlopers is perhaps one of the most creepy and disturbing cutscenes in the whole series. It uses characters such as Link and his childhood friend Ilia to represent the interlopers. Link was especially used several times in this cutscene, whether it's the Shadow Links or the strange white-eyed Link. Both Ilia and Link were used in this cutscene to show Link himself that even the most innocent of people can be corrupted by evil. The evil referenced in this case is the Fused Shadow. The Majora's Mask and the Fused Shadow share many similarities, not only in design, but with its lore. Let's start with the obvious. Both Majora's Mask and the Fused Shadow share visual similarities. Not only are they masks, but they also share extremely similar designed eyes. In fact, their eyes are near identical. Secondly, both masks were created by an ancient tribe that was prolific with magic. Both tribes would eventually disappear. Finally, both masks hold extraordinary powers, specifically the power to corrupt the heart of whoever wears them. So, what does this all mean? Well, I guess you can already guess the conclusion. The interlopers and the Hexen tribe who created Majora's Mask are one and the same. Now I know that this is a conclusion that many have come to, however, that's not what this theory is about. This theory is about the identity of the Fierce Deity, and I believe I have figured it out. The Fierce Deity is an interloper. Let's play good guys against bad guys. Yes, let's play that. Are you ready? You're the bad guy, and when you're bad, you just run. This is what Majora tells you when you receive the Fierce Deity mask for the first time. It's a line that has stumped many Zelda fans in the past. It's one of the most confusing and multi-layered lines in the entire series, with several possible meanings to it. However, I find it interesting that he says this upon receiving the Fierce Deity mask. The Fierce Deity is said to hold dark powers just as bad as Majora's. The fact that Majora calls it the bad guy suggests that in the past the two had a possible history. In the Legend of the Majora's Mask, the Happy Mask salesman brings up the fact that the tribe who created it suddenly began fearing the mask's power, resulting in them sealing it away. Isn't it odd that a powerful group of dark magic wielders would just randomly seal away an item that they themselves imbued with so much power? Well, I don't think they did it randomly. I think that there was an incident. I believe that the Fierce Deity was killed and sealed inside a mask by the dark powers of Majora. We know Majora's Mask has a mind of its own. It's likely that it turned on its creators and caused absolute chaos, resulting in the death of a member, possibly and likely their leader, the Fierce Deity. It explains why he's described as the bad guy too. Not only did he create an evil being, he also likely did terrible things to Majora during the hexing rituals. Now, you may be wondering, how does this connect back to the Interlopers? The Fierce Deity isn't even referenced in Twilight Princess. Although that is probably true, I am under the belief that he does in fact make an on-screen appearance in Twilight Princess, and that this appearance is a little more subtle than you might expect. In Twilight Princess, Link is of course shown the vision with the Interlopers. The vision of course shows the rise and fall of these said Interlopers, using Link as a stand-in for them, as a warning for him that even he can be corrupted by evil. What if though, the Link shown in the vision represents not only himself, but a past ancient Link, a Link that strayed away from the path of light and became evil? What if we're witnessing the Fierce Deity's rise and fall? What if the Fierce Deity was a past Link? Think about it. Both the Fierce Deity and the white-eyed being resemble Link. They're both evil beings that hold dark powers, and they both share white eyes. Later in the vision, Link lets out a blood-curdling scream with a close-up shot of his face. He then disappears into thin air. Presuming that this is the Fierce Deity, what is the next thing we see him do chronologically? Well, in Majora's Mask, he lets out a blood-curdling scream as Link puts the mask on his face. The Fierce Deity was an interloper and a past version of Link.